9-month-old baby, yet male mother embarrassed by identity. Bennett Caspar Williams, a 36-year-old Los Angeles man. Bennett first noticed 10 years ago in 2011 that he was slowly changing. He did not want to volunteer until 3 years later. 6 years later, she finds her future husband. They got married in 2019. Even though I was male, I was pretty sure I could conceive, Bennett said. But it wasn't something I ever wanted to do, until I learned how to differentiate my body's functionality from any concept of sex. I have learned to think of my body as a tool, not a gender-based stereotype. I realized I could be the person who could bring a baby into the world. No one really knows if it's possible to have a child unless you try. Born in the womb, the fetus is not guaranteed to hold or carry. Let's stop defining femininity in terms of motherhood, she added, because it is a lie that all women can be mothers. Mothers who bear children or men who bear children are mothers. None of this is universally true. In March 2020, Bennett learned that she was pregnant, but his outburst was soon followed by an epidemic. We tried for a while, Bennett said, so we hope the process will take longer. It was here in March 2020, about a week before the lockdown. I was worried about how I would protect myself and my baby in this epidemic. She gave birth to a beautiful baby, named Hudson, by cesarean section in October 2020. But while in hospital, Bennett repeatedly had to deal with gender issues. The beard on his face and his flat chest were the reasons for this indecision. Besides, she was very angry with the nurses for calling her mother. My pregnancy made me anxious, she said. Wrong sex was my main obstacle during my medical treatment during pregnancy. Pregnancy business, and yes, I'm talking business, because the whole motherhood of pregnancy care in America is so intertwined with sex that it was hard to avoid being the wrong sex. Although I had a beard, a flattened book, and a male gender identifier, people did not call me mom or ma'am, and that's what made me depressed and dissatisfied. Nothing about being pregnant made me feel feminine, Bennett said. In fact, I think carrying a baby, being isolated by an epidemic, and facing all the hospitals and appointments alone was the hardest, most daring task for me. There is nothing more powerful than talking about the fact that I am a father who has created my own child. He says the best thing about being a dad is to share new discoveries with Hudson. When he discovers he can do something new, and runs to me shouting, "Dada, this is my best moment." Children are amazing creatures who do not see the world with the same eyes or preconceived notions as adults. My son has nothing more normal than having a dad and a father, Bennett said. And when he grows up, he will know that his grandfather carried him and cared for him so that he could enter this world. Children see love, they see patience, and seeing the promise. My son will no doubt admit that he came from me, just as she embraces all the love and beauty around her with open arms.